Hello and welcome to the agenda. Time to take a look at what's happening next week in Brussels. Have David Cameron's protestations over a €2 billion EU budget bill left the UK cruising for a bruising? The Prime Minister's tough talk at the EU Council summit in Brussels last week made all the headlines and could come up in discussions at the Conference of Presidents at the Parliament on Tuesday. Also, the meeting will be where we bid au revoir to Herman Van Rompuy, who steps down as Council President. From party political presidents to a head of state, as the President of Colombia comes to the Parliament. Colombia is an important South American ally for Europe. A trade agreement that came into force in 2013 saves us €500 million in tariffs. Juan Manuel Santos Calderon will meet with President Schulz, and then later he'll attend a meeting of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, following the events on Tuesday. Big issues across the EU over GMOs. A review is on the cards that could bring about a change in legislation that would give member states the power to restrict or stop them altogether. GMOs are a tricky and complicated issue. You can find them in basic products like corn, soya and potatoes. So it's not to say that they don't use them, but they want more control on grounds of health and safety. The Environment and Health Committee votes in the draft report on Wednesday. Was the return to health of a Spanish nurse who was one of the first people to contract Ebola outside of West Africa a turning point in the battle to contain and stop the Ebola outbreak? The figures for Ebola are grim. Over 10,000 infected and some 5,000 people have died from the disease. Broad efforts are underway to try to contain the epidemic, and on Wednesday, the Director General for the WHO in Europe will drop into the Parliament to discuss the next steps for Europe. And finally, a leading expert on climate change comes to the Parliament on Tuesday. Dr. Rajendra Pachauri, who chairs the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, will present his report in the run-up to the Climate Change Conference in Peru in December. And that's all we have for this agenda. Take care and enjoy the week.